Part 1. The Collective Panic. The small town of Ravens Creek, Ohio, had exactly 412 residents. On August 12, 2024, at exactly 3:00 p.m., every single resident received the same hand-delivered envelope in their mailbox. Inside was a Polaroid photo of their own front door, taken from the inside of their house while they were sleeping. At the bottom of each photo, a single sentence was typed. "The door was never locked because I was already inside. Hey there. Welcome to the unsettling lullaby. I'm here to help you relax tonight. I know many of you use this video to fall asleep, so before you get cozy, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, The air hung thick with tension as Detective Sarah Vance stepped out of her cruiser, the familiar sound of gravel crunching beneath her boots. She squinted against the harsh midday sun, taking in the scene before her. White picket fences lined the streets, their pristine paint contrasting sharply with the sense of dread that permeated the air. Kids played soccer in the distance, oblivious to the chaos unfolding in their quiet town. As she approached the community center where residents had gathered, Sarah could hear the murmurs of confusion and fear. The small brick building, usually a hub of laughter and community meetings, now felt like a pressure cooker about to explode. Pushing through the doors, she was met with a chorus of voices, overlapping and frantic. "Did you see it? It's a violation. How could this happen?" Mrs. Thompson, the town librarian, exclaimed, her hands trembling as she clutched her own photo. Her voice cracked, revealing the raw panic that lay beneath her composed exterior. "I locked my door last night. I swear I did," shouted Mr. Jenkins, a retired school teacher, his face flushed with anger. The once calm and gentle man had transformed into a volcano of emotion, his fists clenched at his sides. "Everyone please, calm down." Sarah raised her voice, her authority demanding attention. "I need you all to listen to me. I'm here to help. We need to figure out what's going on." As the room quieted, she scanned the faces before her, fear etched into the lines of their foreheads, eyes wide with disbelief. A sense of violation hung heavy in the air, palpable and suffocating. Each family had received their own photo, a cruel reminder of their vulnerability. "Detective Vance," a shaky voice broke through the silence. It was Clara Miller, a single mother of two, her eyes brimming with tears. "What are we supposed to do? I didn't sleep a wink last night, and now I feel like I don't belong in my own home." Sarah stepped closer, her expression softening. "I understand, Clara, but we need to stay calm and work together. Has anyone checked to see if there were any signs of forced entry?" A murmur swept through the crowd. Couples exchanged hesitant glances, and a few people shook their heads, the realization dawning that no locks had been broken, no windows tampered with. It was as if someone had simply walked through their walls, unseen and unfelt. I went to check my back door," stammered Tom, a high school football coach. "It was locked. All the doors were locked, but my photo," his voice trailed off. "How did they get in?" Sarah felt the weight of their collective panic pressing down on her. She needed to maintain control. Lives depended on it. "I'm going to start an investigation immediately. We'll canvass the entire town, speak to every resident. If anyone saw anything suspicious, or if you felt like you were being watched, please come forward." As she spoke, Sarah's mind raced with possibilities. This wasn't just a prank. It felt too sinister, too calculated. The photos were a grotesque violation of privacy, a reminder that safety was an illusion. The murmurs began again, growing into a cacophony of worry. "What if they come back? Is my family safe? I'm not sleeping in that house again." "Everyone please." Sarah raised her voice once more, cutting through the rising tide of panic. "We can't let fear take control. I need your help to keep this town safe. Let's form a watch group. We can take turns keeping an eye out, and I'll be here every day to oversee the investigation." The crowd began to settle, but the anxiety was still palpable. Sarah caught sight of a father, arms wrapped protectively around his son, who clutched his teddy bear tightly. The child's wide eyes reflected the confusion of the adults around him. "Detective, what if it was someone we know?" The question came from Mrs. Thompson again, her voice low and trembling. "What if it's someone we trust?" The implication hung in the air like a thick fog. Sarah could feel the tension rising again, the notion of betrayal slicing deeper than the fear of the unknown. "Let's not jump to conclusions," she said firmly. "We need to gather all the facts before making any accusations." With that, she began to divide the townspeople into groups, assigning them tasks of gathering information and keeping watch. As she moved from group to group, she felt a gnawing sensation in her gut. Something was very wrong in Ravens Creek. As evening descended, the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that danced eerily along the streets. The streetlights flickered on one by one, illuminating the gathering darkness. Sarah stood outside the community center, her eyes scanning the quiet street, the air thick with an unsettling stillness. "Detective Vance," the voice called out from behind her. It was Clara, her hands wringing nervously. I was wondering if you could come by my house tonight, just to check things out. I don't want to be alone." "Of course, Clara," Sarah replied, her heart softening at the palpable fear in the woman's eyes. "I'll be there shortly." As she made her way to her car, she couldn't shake the feeling that Ravens Creek, with its quaint charm and seemingly perfect facade, was hiding something dark and sinister. She had to uncover the truth before the town spiraled into chaos. With the sun setting, Sarah felt the weight of responsibility pressing down on her, heavy and relentless. She turned the key in the ignition and drove toward Clara's house, determined to protect the community she had sworn to serve. But as she navigated the familiar roads, the Polaroid images haunted her thoughts, each one a stark reminder of the unseen danger lurking in the shadows, a danger that had already infiltrated their lives with chilling intent. Ravens Creek was not the safe haven it had once seemed. It had become a place where nightmares could walk freely, and Sarah knew that the struggle for peace had only just begun. The invitation. It was a rainy afternoon when the envelope slipped through the crack of the door, landing softly on the doormat. Emma picked it up, nodding its weight and the elegant seal that bore an intricate design of a phoenix. Curiosity piqued, she tore it open, revealing a gold-embossed invitation to the annual Crescent Gala, a night said to be filled with magic, laughter, and the whispers of dreams that had long been forgotten. The decision. Her heart raced as she read the details, but with it came a twinge of hesitation. The gala was known for its extravagant displays and enchanting atmosphere, but it was also a place where people would share their hopes and fears. Emma had always been a wallflower, preferring the comfort of her books over the chaos of grand events. "Go on, don't skip anything," she whispered to herself, recalling the words of her grandmother, who had often urged her to embrace life fully. The preparation. With trembling hands, Emma began to prepare. She rummaged through her closet, finally settling on a deep blue dress that flowed like a river when she moved. The fabric shimmered under the light, reminding her of the stars that twinkled through her bedroom window. She carefully styled her hair, letting loose curls cascade down her shoulders, and applied just a hint of makeup, enough to enhance her natural beauty without masking it. As she looked in the mirror, a flicker of confidence ignited within her. The arrival. The night of the gala arrived, and the rain had transformed into a gentle mist, wrapping the world in an ethereal glow. Emma stepped into the venue, her heart pounding as she crossed the threshold. The room was alive with laughter and music, vibrant colors swirling around like a painter's palette. She could see couples twirling under the chandeliers, their smiles radiant. For a moment, she stood frozen, the echo of her grandmother's words echoing in her mind. The first step. Taking a deep breath, Emma decided she would not let fear dictate her evening. She approached a group of people gathered near a lavish table filled with exquisite pastries. As she introduced herself, the conversation flowed seamlessly, and Emma found herself laughing, sharing stories, and, for the first time, feeling like she belonged. Each moment felt like a thread weaving her into the fabric of the night. The connection. As the evening progressed, Emma's gaze caught a pair of striking green eyes across the room. They belonged to a young man who seemed equally out of place, yet undeniably drawn to the atmosphere. Gathering her courage, she walked over, and to her surprise, he smiled warmly as she introduced herself. His name was Lucas, and they spent the next hour exploring the gala together, exchanging dreams and fears as if they had known each other for a lifetime. The revelation. In the midst of laughter and shared stories, Emma realized that the gala was not just an event but a celebration of life itself. The highs, the lows, and everything in between. She felt a sense of liberation wash over her, as if the weight of her insecurities had lifted. "Go on, don't skip anything," she had told herself, and in doing so, she had opened the door to new experiences and connections that would forever change her. The farewell. As the night drew to a close, Emma thanked Lucas for the unforgettable evening, promising to meet again. The rain had stopped, and the world outside glistened under the moonlight, a reflection of her newfound spirit. She walked home with a lightness in her heart, the echoes of laughter still ringing in her ears. That night she learned that life was meant to be embraced, fully and wholeheartedly, just as her grandmother had always encouraged. And she knew this was only the beginning of the tale. In a small, dust-covered town where time seemed to stand still, nestled between rolling hills and whispering woods, there lived a young girl named Alara. She had an insatiable curiosity, a spark in her bright blue eyes that promised adventures beyond the ordinary. Her grandmother, a storyteller of legendary repute, always urged her, "Go on, don't skip anything." This mantra became Alara's guiding light, reminding her that every detail mattered, weaving the fabric of life's grand narrative. The mysterious map. One afternoon, while rummaging through the attic, Alara stumbled upon an old, crinkled map. Its faded ink and intricate markings hinted at secrets long forgotten. As she dusted it off, she heard the gentle creak of the floorboards and her heart raced with excitement. "What stories do you hold?" she whispered to the map. Determined to uncover its mysteries, she recalled her grandmother's words, "Go on, don't skip anything." With that, she made a vow to explore every inch of the map, leaving no stone unturned. The journey begins. The next morning, with the map clutched tightly in her hands, Alara set out on her journey. The path was overgrown, lined with wildflowers and the sounds of chirping birds. Each step was an adventure in itself. She took the time to marvel at the dew on the petals, the songs of the crickets, and the rustling leaves that seemed to whisper tales of days gone by. "Go on, don't skip anything," she reminded herself, as she relished every moment, every sight, and every sound. The hidden grove. After hours of wandering, Alara found herself in a hidden grove, a place so enchanting that it felt like stepping into a fairy tale. Sunlight streamed through the branches above, casting a golden glow on a small, crystal-clear pond at the center. Enchanted by the scene, she knelt beside the water, observing her reflection. The ripples danced and shimmered, creating a mosaic of light. What else is hidden here? She pondered, refusing to rush. She noticed tiny fish darting beneath the surface, and the way the wind tangled the branches above. "Go on, don't skip anything," she repeated, savoring the magic around her. The ancient oak. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, Alara spotted an ancient oak tree, its gnarled branches reaching out like welcoming arms. Drawn to it, she approached and noticed carvings etched into its bark, initials, hearts, and symbols of love and friendship. Each mark told a story, a moment frozen in time. She traced her fingers over them, feeling the history beneath her touch. "This tree holds the memories of many," she murmured, understanding the depth of what it meant to cherish every detail. "Go on, don't skip anything," she whispered, immersing herself in the stories it shared. The return home. As night fell, Alara turned to head back home, her heart full and her mind racing with the day's discoveries. The journey had changed her. She had learned to appreciate the small things, the way the world seemed to breathe, the laughter of the wind, and the quiet strength of the ancient oak. She understood now that life was a tapestry woven with moments both grand and mundane. With every step she took, she carried the essence of her grandmother's words, echoing in her heart. Go on, don't skip anything. The legacy of stories. When Alara finally returned home, she found her grandmother waiting for her, a knowing smile on her face. Eagerly, she recounted her adventures, sharing every detail, ensuring nothing was left behind. Her grandmother listened intently, eyes twinkling with pride. You see, my dear, she said softly, the world is full of stories and it's up to us to uncover them. Never forget to cherish every detail, for they shape who we are. Alara nodded, understanding that each story, no matter how small, was a piece of the greater whole, a legacy of connection that bound them all together. The Whispering Woods. Nestled between the rolling hills of Elder Grove, the Whispering Woods had long been a place of magic and mystery. Villagers often spoke of the ancient trees that seemed to breathe and murmur secrets to one another, their leaves rustling in a language only the forest understood. It was said that if one ventured deep enough, they could hear the stories of the past, woven into the very fabric of the air. A young girl named Alara had always been drawn to the woods, her heart fluttering with curiosity each time she caught a glimpse of the towering oaks from her window. One crisp autumn afternoon, with a golden sun hanging low in the sky, she decided it was time to explore. Go on, don't skip anything, her grandmother had told her, her voice a gentle reminder to pay attention to the details. As Alara stepped into the woods, the world outside faded away, replaced by a tapestry of colors and sounds. The crunch of leaves beneath her feet created a rhythm that echoed through the trees, and she felt as if the forest welcomed her with open arms. She noticed the way sunlight filtered through the branches, casting playful shadows on the ground, and how the air was rich with the scent of pine and earth. Every step was an adventure, each moment filled with wonder. Deeper into the woods, Alara stumbled upon a clearing where an ancient oak stood, its gnarled roots twisting like the fingers of an old storyteller. She approached it slowly, drawn in by a magnetic force that pulsed with energy. As she reached out to touch the rough bark, she felt a shiver run down her spine, as if the tree was alive and aware of her presence. Suddenly, the wind picked up and a chorus of whispers surrounded her. Listen, they seemed to say, every leaf has a tale to tell. Alara closed her eyes, focusing on the sounds swirling around her. She could hear echoes of laughter, whispers of love, and the soft sobs of sorrow, all the emotions that had woven the lives of those who had come before her. Tears welled in her eyes as she realized the importance of each story, the way they intertwined to form the very essence of her village. Go on, don't skip anything, she murmured to herself, feeling the weight of her grandmother's words. She sat at the base of the oak, letting the stories wash over her, absorbing every detail, the rustle of the leaves, the dance of the light, the whispers of the past. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the woods in twilight hues, Alara knew she had uncovered something precious. The Whispering Woods were more than just a place. They were a living archive of dreams and memories. And as she made her way home, her heart brimmed with the promise of sharing those stories, ensuring that they would never be forgotten. The Whispering Woods. In a small village nestled between rolling hills and ancient trees, there was a legend about the Whispering Woods. The villagers spoke of a hidden path within the forest that led to a magical glade, where wishes granted were whispered into existence. However, the path was treacherous, and many who ventured into the woods never returned. The invitation. One crisp autumn morning, a curious girl named Alara stood at the edge of the forest, her heart racing with excitement. The wind rustled through the leaves, as if inviting her to explore the secrets that lay within. Go on, don't skip anything, her grandmother had always said when telling tales of the woods. Alara took a deep breath, recalling her grandmother's words, and stepped onto the narrow, winding path, determined to uncover the mysteries hidden beneath the canopy of leaves. The journey begins. As she walked deeper into the woods, the sunlight danced through the branches, casting playful shadows on the ground. Every sound felt amplified, the crunch of leaves underfoot, the chirping of birds overhead, and the gentle rustle of small creatures scurrying about. Alara paused frequently, taking in the beauty around her, ensuring she didn't miss a single detail. She recalled her grandmother's stories, imagining the fairies flitting between the trees and the wise old spirits that guarded the glade. The encounter. After what felt like hours, Alara found herself at a clearing. In the center stood a magnificent tree, its trunk wide and gnarled with branches that stretched toward the sky. As she approached, a soft voice floated through the air, beckoning her closer. "Welcome, dear child," it said. Alara glanced around, searching for the source, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. "Do not be afraid. I am the spirit of this forest, and I have awaited your arrival." The wish. Alara's eyes widened in awe. The spirit continued, "You have ventured far and listened closely. Now you may make a wish, but remember, each choice carries weight." She thought carefully, remembering the struggles of her village, drought, lack of food, and the fatting spirits of her people. "I wish for prosperity and happiness for my village," she declared boldly, her voice steady. The gift. With a gentle nod, the spirit smiled and a warm glow enveloped the clearing. "Your heart is pure and your wish reflects love," it whispered. Suddenly, the air shimmered and Alara felt a surge of energy flow through her. "Return home and you shall see your wish come to life." The return. Alara raced back along the path, her spirit soaring. She didn't skip anything this time, savoring the beauty of the woods she had once feared. When she emerged from the trees, the village was aglow with laughter, and the fields were lush with crops. The villagers rejoiced, their faces radiant with hope. The legacy. Years passed, and the legend of Alara grew. Children would gather around the fire, and her grandmother's voice would echo through the ages. "Go on, don't skip anything." Each adventure, each choice, held the power to shape their destinies, just as Alara had done. The Whispering Woods remained a sacred place, a reminder that curiosity and courage could change the world.